Snoop Dogg was never jealous of Tupac. That's another lie and a narrative that's been ran for clicks and views. Y'all remember what he said? Free Tupac. You know what? Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button notification. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and hit what appears to be that little bell notification right below this video. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a narrative that has been pushed in regards to Snoop being jealous of Tupac when Tupac came to death row. I want you to understand something. That's a lie. That's an outright lie. And I'm going to show you, and like I said, it's one thing to have disenchantment. It's one thing to not see eye to eye on everything. And Snoop has admitted that, right? Nobody does. You know what I mean? You have disagreements and so on and so forth. But Snoop being jealous of Tupac? Absolutely not. The first thing that I give you is the fact that when Tupac was in jail, Snoop has basically not only from his own mouth come out and say that, you know, well, two of America's most wanted. Let's be clear. Free Tupac. That's all that's on the nigga's mind. But at the same time, you know the words, right? So now, if Snoop is saying this in a record, or should I say on a record, which him and Tupac recorded together after Tupac was released from prison, how is it, under any circumstances, that Snoop could be jealous of Tupac? Pause right there. You heard the record, two of America's most wanted, and what Snoop said. If he's saying free Tupac on the record, and then even after Tupac passed, has done numerous interviews basically stating that he had went to Suge and say, yo, Pac need to be over here with us. From that perspective, Suge has also confirmed those conversations from prison, right? And so how is it that Snoop was jealous of Tupac when Snoop was at that particular time the biggest thing in hip hop? While Tupac went to jail. Yes, Tupac album, damn, my bad. Tupac's album, Me Against the World, did do #1, absolutely. But Snoop had cornered the market and had the biggest rap album in history at that particular time. You know, Biggie said as much, you know, I want to sell records like Snoop, and so on and so forth, right? So now, when we talk about that, when we talk about the facts, man, let's talk about the facts, not feelings, not because, you know, somebody might not like Snoop, you know, feel like Snoop not doing nothing for them or whatever else. I'm talking about the facts. Snoop also has said on many occasions, but mainly the one thing that Snoop had said in regards to him and his wife at one time having some kind of trouble, right? And but she actually wasn't his wife at that particular time, and they were on the plane, and Tupac was Snoop was basically saying that everybody else was like, yeah, man, you Snoop Dogg, you know, blah, blah, blah. You could leave her. You can have any girl you want. And Tupac, on the other hand, said to Snoop, according to Snoop, that Tupac encouraged him to marry his wife, his then girlfriend wife, Shantae, right? So I don't know where they get these stories from, but I do understand why they keep on repeating these lies. And that is for clicks and views. They understand that using Snoop's name creates the algorithm on YouTube to go into overdrive, if you will, right? But I'm here to tell you factually, once again, you don't even have to go into the other stuff. Like I said, who's going to be jealous of somebody and get on a record with them and be like, yo, free Tupac. That was all that was on my mind. You know what I mean? Saying basically that he was lobbying for Tupac to be free and would like for him to come over here on death row. Now, you know the story behind that, who really bailed him out and so on and so forth. But like I said, I give Suge his credit. Without Suge starting death row, that thing never happens the way that it happens, along with Harry O and everybody else who participated in that, right? But like I said, this narrative that somehow Snoop was jealous of Pac because he came over there, no. If Snoop's on the record with him, they getting money together. It's all good. It's a family affair, right? And so nobody's ever, at least not Snoop, come out and said that he felt a certain way. He said, yo, he talked about all of the truths, talked about the situation when they was in New York, the situation about the radio, and so on and so forth. Snoop has spoken candidly about personal things that we never knew about, right? And people then somehow take the information that they never knew, try to create a narrative behind it, and create some new narrative when they never knew the information to begin with until he said it. Now, all of a sudden, you know something better than what Snoop said in regards to what he was saying? No, none of us do. And like I said, once again, Snoop has never come out and said anything that I felt like was disrespectful to Tupac. He's always been respectful and always been truthful to my best of recollection, if you will, right? Now, everybody can make a mistake and might not remember something correctly or whatever have you. But let's be clear. Snoop is a worldwide household name, a hip-hop legend, period, point blank. He don't need to be out here capping about nothing. So when people say that, I don't know where that comes from. Is that comes from a little bit of a jealousy from them, right? Or disenchantment, or they feel some kind of way. Because like I said, I'm not going to say a guy lied unless I can prove he lied. Unless I can show you information in where he lied, right? The East and West Coast thing, people felt like, well, Snoop, took Biggie's side. Snoop is a grown man and did not have to agree with Tupac and whatever Tupac felt about Biggie and so on and so forth. He's free to forgive whoever he wants to forgive, like you can forgive who you want to forgive, right? I don't see why that's a problem for most people. If you have disenchantment with somebody or y'all have a disagreement and you and that person choose to forgive each other and squash it, it's cool. Because that was between you and that person, right? People seem to have a problem or try to create these false narratives, these crazy little innuendos and all of the other things that they try to do to try to bring this garbage to the internet, if you will, or to YouTube, if you will, right? From that perspective. Like I said, once again, it's been said many a time, Snoop was jealous of Pac. Snoop was jealous of Pac. How? Why? They both were superstars in their own right at that particular time. So there was nothing really to be jealous about. You know what I mean? The narrative's also been when Pac came, was over there masquerading as if he was an artist under death row, all the attention went to Tupac. No, this was a business decision. It had nothing to do with, somebody favoring Tupac versus nothing else. This was coming from the top. They had just paid $1.4 million on his bail. They trying to get their money, recoup their money. That has nothing to do with somebody favoring somebody over somebody. It's business. And only true business people would understand that. Only remedial thinkers would think like, okay, or see it from that perspective. No, it's business. They have to recoup their money. They just spent money, put up bail guarantees, spent cash. Hey, they in the business of making money. They got publishing deals and so on and so forth. So like I said, once again, I don't even need to go past Two of America's Most Wanted when Snoop said that. Because Tupac was alive on the record when he said it. And he knew how Snoop felt about that from that perspective, right? So anybody saying anything else other than that, right? It's just speculation and hearsay and gossip for the sake of gossiping and wanting the people who might not like Snoop because of his success, and so on and so forth. They just say things just for clicks and views. But like I said, I just felt like I had to make this video because once again, like I said, people have been trying to defy the truth, and they think that if they say something enough that it will overshadow the truth, but that's simply not going to happen. It can't happen. Like I said, once again, Snoop is a legend, worldwide legend, right? Snoop also, what else did Snoop do? He was the one that inducted Tupac in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's not somebody that's jealous. That's somebody that's celebrating his former comrade, label mate, and all of those other things, celebrating his success after his death. So, like I said, please stop listening to the garbage and the information that's being spewed when it's not factual. That's why I call it garbage. Because there are facts and information that debunk that, once again, right? That you have to pay attention to. Because it's to your benefit. When I hear somebody tell me something and it's a lie, it insults my intelligence, right? Because they think I'm a fool. So, therefore, you have to correct them with the truth, whether they accept it or not. Your boy DELRAY, straight game.